Welcome, learners. This is the second part of the competitive analysis and strategies session. In this session, we will discuss about the strategies that are used in a competitive market structure. The objective of this session are to help you identify the importance of business competition, understand the disadvantages of business competition, and at the same time help you identify the various strategic options available to meet the competitive challenges. A marketeer's job does not end by selling a product or service to meet the needs and wants of the target customers. There may be other companies who also identify the same needs and wants and will try to enter the same market with almost similar kind of products to reach to the consumers, the customers. Competition can be in the form of an existing firm, or the competitor may be a new entrant who is entering the market after the organization's own product launch. Market competition motivates companies to increase sales volume by utilizing the 4 components of marketing mix, also known as the 4 P's. These P's stand for product, place, price, and promotion. Knowing and understanding your competition is a critical step in designing a successful marketing strategy. In this session, we will understand the dimensions on which the competition can be analyzed and how strategies can be evolved to not only retain the market share but also to increase it. Let's start with understanding the advantages of competition in business. Competition is not always bad, either for the firm or the seller, for the customer, the buyer, or for the market itself. In fact, healthy competition is almost as important as healthy demand for a business, and it is beneficial for the seller, the buyer, and even helps the market to grow and benefit. Few advantages of healthy competition in a business area are: it makes the business dig deep into the actual needs, wants, and demands of the customers and makes it more interested in serving them better than the other competing players. It often leads to the investment in more marketing activities by different players, which eventually increases the overall demand for the product in the market. Competition also keeps the business on the toes and makes it imperative for it to constantly innovate and improve the product. Businesses keep a track of what their business rivals are providing. They study and analyze so as to improve their own offering and cater better to their customers. You can see this example so many times in the area of tourism as well. There are always some added benefits that are being given to the tourists or the consumers. Like you go for a travel and a travel agent is giving you a small souvenir to give an added benefit so that you distinguish this travel agent from the other tour operators or travel agents that you have dealt with in the past. When you go to a hotel, in the hotels to welcome you, there is a welcome basket so as to distinguish themselves from their other competitors. Similarly, hotels and other accommodation facilities maintain a record of your important dates such as birthdays, anniversary, or any other such important date, and they never forget to remind you or wish you on those particular days just to create a different image of themselves with the customers. Similarly, business focus on more than just the offering and in marketing and branding. They also offer a lot of attention on customer service and customer retention. It helps educate the business about the intricacies of how the usual market works. Competition helps us to position a brand, how to produce efficiently, and also how to market sell efficiently and effectively. Competition increases the pressure on the employees considerably and makes them give their best to the organization, which in turn means better customer service. You might have noticed and observed that if you give a feedback which mentions that you have not given certain amount of star to a firm or a service provider. For example, if you used a food service app, they ask you for a feedback of certain amount of stars. If the number of stars you give is in the lower side, then somebody from the customer service will always call up, or they will ask you why you have given such a low rating in the form itself, so that they can improve their services in the future. So whenever there is a competition, the employees put in extra effort, which means better customer service. At the same time, competition also provides customers with options to choose while shopping, and the customers are benefited not only with better products and variety of products, but also with more competitive prices. Competition also makes the business realize its actual strengths and weaknesses and helps them to work on them so as to improvise and come up with better products. Constant holistic business development in the long run allows a firm the competitive edge that is required to edge out the competition. For example, with the increasing demand of smartphones, there is a stiff competition in the market leaders like say Apple, iPhone and Samsung and others, which has also allowed the entrant of new brands such as Xiaomi, Oppo, Micromax and so on. On the basis of the demand of the market and as well as the need of better and more price effective models in developing countries like India, with a population of over a billion, many smartphone manufacturers are leaving no stone unturned to increase their market share. And at this point of time, we have many new entrants into the area of smartphones in India to tap the opportunity and come up with certain varieties of certain forms and types of smartphones, which are not only beneficial in the form of what apps they are offering and what services are there, but they are also giving us price effectiveness. So in this way, we have competition which has actually led to the benefit of the customers and which is also a welcome relief for the consumers as well as for the market. Let us now discuss certain disadvantages of competition in business. Business competition is not always beneficial. It can also cause a lot of disadvantages to all the three parties involved, that is the seller, the buyer and or the market. Following are few of the disadvantages of competition that can be seen in any market. Increased competition means that firm will have to share its market and its audience with other players. This is often unwelcomed by the existing businesses, and the new entrants find it very difficult to establish themselves unless they offer something unique or some added benefits. For example, initially when a new entrant LCC came, that is a low-cost carrier airlines, people had a lot of apprehension about what this low-cost carrier is all about. There was the question of safety, there was a question of services and so on. But in the long run, LCCs really were able to establish themselves. The first one was, if you remember, the Deccan. They were able to establish themselves in India with the services that they have provided and by providing something unique. The uniqueness in LCCs was their low cost but on-time arrival. So in this way, for any new entrant to establish themselves, they need to have something unique or certain added benefits. In the same way, we have also seen in the case of tourism and accommodation how Airbnb is slowly but surely taking over the traditional hotels that people are using. At the same time, Airbnb also have many people who are against it, such as the locals themselves, who find it difficult to rent a home, whereas people, that is the tourists, are coming and renting the places which were earlier available to the locals for rent. Nevertheless, Airbnb is actually getting very popular among the tourists because of the facilities that they are providing. So, disadvantages means that new entrants can only come into a market, established market, if they come with something unique. Otherwise, they are not allowed to stay in the market. We have seen many consumer products which have been established and they lost their market within a few months and they went out of business, such as many specialty restaurants. These restaurants were specialized and offering food of a particular region of the world, but in the long run, because established restaurants were already there and offering discounts and more attractiveness, the new entrant could not sustain, and many restaurants have folded even before the COVID days. Secondly, when we talk about the disadvantages of competition, due to increased competition, competitors put much pressure on businesses to up their game and results in many of them failing because of their inability to compete with big players. When we talk about big players, we want to say here that smaller businesses are not able to compete in the market of MNCs and bigger retailers who have more investment with them, and that leads to a lot of discounts and competition, and the smaller businesses folding themselves in the market. So competition can lead to a lot of problem, as smaller businesses cannot give as much discount as the big market players. Disadvantage of competition is also the increased pressure on employees to perform well and to think out of box. Most of the employees have to come up with new innovative ways to meet targets that have been set for them. This increased pressure to meet target can at times lead to a lot of mental and emotional problem with the employees, which also is many a time referred to as burnouts, where they are unable to come up with new and creative ideas as often as before. And at many a times it also leads to loss of job, which is again a health hazard and financial problem for the employees. This is a disadvantage of competition, as competition forces organizations to look for more innovativeness from their employees. Competition often makes a business overspend on marketing so as to get themselves identified in the market, and they spend a lot on the promotional strategies to woo the customers as well as woo business partners and employees. This adds to the expenses, which is often unnecessary, and in the end it is passed on to the customers when it is added to the price of the product, which is eventually bought by the customer. Customers are often confused by a large number of similar products available in the market. Competition does not always make it easier for the customer to choose a product, but many a times it makes them doubt their choice, and they are puzzled and resort to buying those products which they have been tested and tried either by them or someone who is in the family or extended family. For example, when we have too many eating joints, some exotic, some new, some coming up with a new innovative cooking, all of the restaurants will not be tried by everybody eating out. Some will be tried and some will be closed even before they can go on for a few months. Competition is both beneficial and a hurdle, and each company needs to identify ways and means to develop appropriate marketing strategies using the various elements of the marketing mix, or the 4 Ps. Competitor analysis based on the threats and opportunities, as well as the strengths and weaknesses of the existing and emerging competitors, forms an integral part of the marketing strategy of any firm. So, as you have now seen, a competition can be both beneficial as well as detrimental to the market, the buyer, and the seller. In the long run, any organization to sustain itself in the market needs to come up with optimal strategic marketing plans to survive as well as counter the competition in the market. So, the strategic planning, that is what we are going to discuss next. So, strategic options. It is just not possible for any organization to ignore its competitors. At times, it becomes imperative to counter the competition. Otherwise, survival of the firm becomes uncertain. So, one must always be clear on market analysis. This market analysis is based on the weaknesses, strength, and the position of the competitors. There are 3 basic approaches suggested from which an organization can decide which strategic option to follow. These 3 approaches are legal approach, cooperation with competitors, and competition with competitors. Let's discuss the legal approach first. An organization can move to the court of law to protect its market share on the ground that the competitor's action was illegal. There are a number of examples from the manufacturing sector that one can cite in this case. For example, a lookalike of the Lifebuoy was introduced with the same color scheme on the wrapper, same looks, smaller similar legend and lower price. Hindustan Lever Limited (HLL), that is the producer of Lifebuoy, got a legal notice served to Nirma charging the company with infringement on Lifebuoy's trademark. Obviously, HLL had no choice but to beat the competition, taking a legal recourse as the stakes for HHL were very high. Lifebuoy at that point of time was their largest selling soap, and Nirma was trying to cut into it. Nirma was compelled to change the brand name to Nirma Bath and also change the color scheme of the wrapper. Similar is the story that we have heard and studied as a management case in the Promise toothpaste case versus that of Colgate toothpaste. Even in travel and tourism industry, similar situations arises and an organization can take the help of legislations and laws covering the development of monopolies and prohibition of certain types of price discrimination for unfair competition. For example, if it is proved that the hotel is been undercutting, then the Department of Tourism can take the name of such a hotel away from the list of the approved hotels. However, legal approach has its own set of limitations and one should resort to legal approach only as the last resort, as choices of any legal proceedings can take a longer period of time and the outcome may be too long in coming. Second option that we have in the time of meeting the competitors is cooperation with competitors. No company is in existence to face defeat or failure or closure. It is therefore observed that at times even rivals decide to live in harmony and cooperate with each other to stay in business. It has been noted that if there are fewer number of competing companies and they are similar to each other in terms of size, market segment and resources, there will be common interest among them and therefore a desire of cooperation can always exist. Cooperation in competitive situation can be defined as a voluntary self-restraint to resolve conflict. Various departmental stores in West cooperate in going into regional shopping centers on the ground that the client they would collectively generate is definitely much more business than they can take away from each other. Similar is the example of tie-up between Indian Airlines and Star Alliance. We have seen certain amount of alliances between various airlines in which they have the option of code sharing as well as route sharing. So when that happens, these flights can actually domestic players can also fly international flights based on code sharing. This not only helps in getting more customers, but it also helps the customer since the customers are now able to get more connecting flights on the main routes. At the same time, airlines also have a benefit from such cases as this code sharing of routes also leads to sharing of passengers' flyer points, and passengers usually use such flyer points to fly when the alliance flights. So this type of cooperation between airlines is a means of cooperation between competitors. Such non-competition is based on integrative agreements with a hope that both would benefit, as the agreement between the two or more players would help in increasing the size of the market share, or as in this case, the cake of the market. In tourism industry, this strategy could be of great use. It is not just in the airlines and aviation sector, but assume that at a tourist destination, the traffic is low, and every single player is trying to entice the few tourists by offering big discounts, augmented services, and better deals. Even if one is able to gain a few customers, it will not help the firm or the hotel, as the rates will be very low and the services promised as an augmented one will be taxing for the employees of the hotel. On the contrary, all the players can actually join in together and make efforts to promote their destination as well as the hotel's inbuilt. We have seen such a thing happening after the COVID situation, when the hospitality industry and the tourism industry of particular destinations are coming together and promoting the destination and the hotels to build traffic, that is, the build tourist traffic, increase tourist traffic. Once this tourist traffic gets built up or increases, all the concerned players will be benefited by it, whether it is the hotels, the airline, the facilitators, the shopping establishment, entertainment houses, transporters, local shopkeepers, etc. It is therefore suggestive to jointly undertake cooperative advertising, promotional tours for the travel agents and tour operators, increase the number of tourist information offices in the places of tourist origin, provide literature, etc. We see this in actual practice when the Department of Tourism or airlines, hotels, tour operators, travel agents, etc. join hand to promote India as a destination. In the case of community tourism, the whole village comes together and promotes rural tourism and community tourism in their area, in their region, in their locality, and whosoever and whensoever the tourist arrives at the locality, the services are provided by all the locals or in turn, so that everybody is benefited from this action of rural tourism or community-based tourism. So there is no competition among the people who are looking for tourists in this venture of rural or community tourism. That is, it is cooperation among all the competitors. The third and the last way of strategic options would be competition with competitors. Competition means taking actions to win some prize, in this case the rivalry between two organizations, two firms, and make sure that the other or the competitor is derived or deprived of this prize. In business, gaining market share is the prize, gaining more number of audience with the customers and at least manage to retain the market share so that the competitor is not able to penetrate into your market share is the price of being up against the competitor. From the point of view of an individual company in the market, the extent to which a market is competitive depends to a great extent on the difficulty of expanding or retaining the existing market share. The market share protection assumes a defensive or deterrent position, while market share advancement takes an offensive position. Michael Porter suggested that any competitive strategy is to achieve a sustainable advantage, and the customers must continue to view the advantages as of the value to them. In doing so, it is important to consider two things. First, your gods, and secondly, the strategic options. Irrespective of the strategy one takes for the goals, protection or advancement should be sustainable to the business. If one is concerned with the protection of the market share, then one can always take a reactive view of the competitors. For example, you need not be innovating changes in your product, market scope. You can always be a follower by limiting the changes which your competitors have introduced. For example, as a tour operator, one can start packaging themed dinners as was being done by some tour operators. The market share percentages therefore would not change for each of the tour operators. But if your objective is to increase the market share, then a proactive approach is required, which could be being first with new products or other innovation. Now let's discuss a few strategic options available to us vis-a-vis our competitors. That is, would you like to move ahead of your competitors, with your competitors, or be behind or away from your competitors? If we take goals on one side and strategic options on another, we find a matrix. As shown in the following figure, the matrix. Now let us discuss each of the 6 choices as shown in the matrix in detail. The first option, option 1, market share protection and moving before competition. Under such a strategy, you have 2 choices. Either you should go for adjusting the marketing mix or move by taking some deterrent action. The mix adjustment implies that any of the 6 elements are adjusted to move before the competition. For example, if a hotel offers instant reservation, it can be a competitive edge. A competitive edge can also be achieved by quality service or by the quick time response of the service depending on the nature of your business. The other option, as indicated earlier, is taking a deterrent action, which could even be contesting in the court of law. Option 2. Market share protection by moving with competitors. In this case, you can imitate the competitor by making the same offer. For example, when one airline started offering on-air or in-flight shopping on board, the other airlines also followed. They imitated the offer to move with their competitor. The other option under this category is to offer some compensating benefit. For example, a hotel might provide a complimentary welcome breakfast to every guest, while the other hotels might leave fruit and flower basket as a complimentary from the management to the guests. Both these offers compensates for the added value each of the hotel wants to provide to their guests. Now comes the third option, market share protection by moving away from the competitors. In such a situation, the choices are between mergers, acquisitions, or collusions. Mergers can become a way of building a broader base to provide the advantages of a larger size. When competition between industries increases, firms within an industry often come together for mutual support. Such intimacy provides a climate for formal agreements. Now let's see the option 4 available. Strategic option 4 discusses market share advancement by moving before competitors. A firm may advance its market share by adopting new geographical areas, new market segments, new channels, or new penetrative pricing. A move into new areas assumes that enough people in the new geographical areas have a latent or passive want for the product and that the current competitors are not in a better position to serve this need in these areas. A move into the new market segment is a frequent strategy used by businesses as one market matures. Opening up of new and additional channels for penetration process are another way of enhancing market share. Strategic option 5 discusses market share advancement by moving with competition. If market share is advanced by moving with competition, the firm may capitalize on the efforts of competition, or it may leapfrog ahead. For example, other airlines capitalized on the frequent flyers program of Indian Airlines and Air India, which was very heavily advertised. The other airlines drew up a selective mailing list and mailed brochures of their FFP and mailed a brochure of their flying frequent flyer package and capitalized on the initial interest generated by the ads of Indian Airlines and Air India. A leapfrog strategy is common in gaining entry to a mature market. A leapfrog strategy may or may not involve a major breakthrough. In fact, the danger of breakthroughs is that the product may be ahead of their time and fail. For example, the Comet or the Concorde airline. For example, the Comet or the Concorde airplane. Finally, strategic option number 6. Market share advancement by moving away from the competitors. When a firm elects to advance market share by moving away from the competitors, it may introduce a new offering that does not directly compete with those currently in the market. The final strategy of reciprocal agreements is an application of saying, You scratch my back and I will scratch yours. In this way, we have 6 options that we can choose when we have a competitive market segment and when we have a competitive market structure and we need to sustain and retain ourselves in the market. So, to wrap up this session, let's summarize what we have discussed today. Competition can be both beneficial as well as detrimental in any market space. One has to understand whether competition is harming or helping the firm along with the process of identifying the strengths and weaknesses of the firm. To meet this competition, you have to evolve appropriate strategies, and the various strategic options discussed here would definitely help you in devising the strategy for your organization. Keeping in view the opportunities, objectives, and strengths, a business firm has a series of strategic options and combinations to face the growing competition. Among the steps to be followed before deciding on the strategic option, one must identify your competitor, find out the market image of their products, analyze the strengths and weaknesses of their products, and assess your own resources. Whether you have your own small business or you work with a company, the various aspects dealt with in this session will be relevant for you as a tourism professional. Thank you.